Good evening and welcome to News 9. I'm Nolan Pinto. Now, details of Modi's swearing-in ceremony have emerged today. Work has already begun for beautification of the forecourt. Now, in addition to the usual red carpet, an antique blue carpet has been brought out for the occasion. 2,500 people are likely to attend the ceremony. Well, to discuss more about this, I'm joined by my colleague Nishchita. Nishchita, can you give us more information on the swearing-in ceremony?
Well, we understand that, as expected, it is going to be an extremely gala affair, Nolan. But as opposed to initial reports that the guest list will comprise of around 3,500 to 4,000 guests, this time around it has been confirmed that it will be around 2,500 guests in the guest list. So we can expect around 2,500 VIPs, VVIPs actually coming in to the Rashtrapati Bhavan on the 26th of May. Now, we also understand that each MP designate has been allowed to bring in 4 guests along with him. It is a big day for all the MP designates. Apart from that, all the Rajya Sabha as well as the Lok Sabha members have been invited, which of course, as we know, are the MP designates. MP spouses have, however, not been invited. They could probably include them in the 4 guests they are allowed to bring in along with them. Apart from that, we know that Narendra Modi, from his hometown, from his home state Gujarat, there will be a contingent coming in. However, the people who are part of this contingent is not clear at the moment. We also know that some executives, BJP executive members and a few of the chief ministers in many of the states have been invited, especially the BJP ruled states. But all CMs have not been invited as yet. But that decision is still being mulled over. The BJP as well as Narendra Modi are still deciding as to whether they should be invited or whether all the chief ministers should be invited, whether they all can be accommodated. Now, we know that this particular event, which is the first of its kind after Atal Bihari Vajpayee was sworn in the forecourt of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, is only happening now. It did not happen during Manmohan Singh's tenure, even in 2004 or in 2009. And it's only happening now when Narendra Modi is taking charge as the Prime Minister of the country after 1998 of Atal Bihari Vajpayee's decision. And we also understand that all the arrangements, the seating arrangements that are being made are in 3 layers. All the arrangements have already begun. Apart from the red carpet that we usually see in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, there is an illustrious blue carpet that has come out to add some touch of glamour. Almost about 100 to about 400. It's a wide gap, of course, but about 100 to about 400 VVIPs, the most prized guests who have been invited into this event, will be taken to an inside room in the Rashtrapati Bhavan as well. We know that earlier the Gujarat Chief Minister turned Prime Minister designate had gone on to state that now Gujarati will be spoken in the Prime Minister's office, and now Gujarati food like the khakra and the dhokla will be consumed there. He told it in a light vein, but we can expect a few of the Gujarati dishes to be served. Although an entire menu is now to Gujarati, there will be a high tea, but we can be rest assured that all the food will be vegetarian, is what sources are indicating. Preparations are heavily underway, but the Ministry of External Affairs has been fairly tight-lipped on who exactly is coming to this event. As we have reported earlier, SAARC nations have all been invited. Prime Ministers of all SAARC nations have been invited, which includes Mahinda Rajapaksa as well as Nawaz Sharif. Although Nawaz Sharif is still mulling over the matter, earlier in the day we saw the spokesperson coming out and stating that they're very pleased with the invites and they want to maintain good relationship with India, but they're still deciding on the matter. Of course, apart from Nawaz Sharif, they also need the approval of their Army Chief General. But the people who are attending it for sure include Hamid Karzai as well as Mahinda Rajapaksa as well as Sushil Koirala, who is the Prime Minister of Nepal. And as experts have indicated time and again, this is the most gala affair of all Prime Ministers swearing in that we have seen in the past. Never before has any Prime Minister taken the call of inviting SAARC nations, inviting people from across the border to actually come in and witness him taking charge of the country. But going back to the arrangements that we're talking about, the forecourt of the Rashtrapati Bhavan can occupy around 4,000 people. So since we're expecting around 2,500, roughly around over 2,000 people will be present in the forecourt. The rest 400 will be taken inside, will be taken to an inside room. room. And of course, apart from the food and the decorations, the security arrangement also at its tightest, Nolan.
Right, Nishita, thank you very much for all those details. Well, it was one last time before Narendra Modi took his flight to Delhi. He met his sweet mother, and this meeting would bring tears to your eyes.
These visuals are certain to bring tears of joy in you. As Modi met his mommy dear, you could see the evident glee on their faces. And then it was time for some sweets to be fed. Interestingly, his mom gifted him a 100 rupee note and 1 rupee coin to him. Modi gifted his mom a memorable gift. It was a very emotional moment as PM designate Narendra Modi met his mother one last time before he implanted New Delhi to don a new role.
लगभग 13 वर्ष करता पण વધારે સમયની મારી આ જવાબદારી દરમિયાન જે સાથ અને સહયોગ આપ્યો છે એ બદલ સૌ મીડિયા ક્ષેત્રના સાથીઓનો હૃદયપૂર્વક અહીંયાથી આભાર માનું છું અને ભવિષ્યમાં જરૂર આપણે સાથે મળીને ગુજરાતને દેશને લાભ થાય એવી અનેકવિધ ગતિવિધિઓને આગળ ધપાવીશું. આપણા ગુજરાતનો રિવાજ છે અને એટલે અત્યારે જ્યારે હું ગુજરાત છોડીને જઈ રહ્યો છું ત્યારે જેમ આપણે ત્યાં કહે છે 6.25 કરોડ ગુજરાતીઓને આવજો આવજો ગુજરાત ગુજરાત આવજો.
A News9 report.
Now, Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is yet to decide on whether or not he would be attending Narendra Modi's oath-taking ceremony in person. By putting the decision on hold, he has triggered intense speculation.
Pakistan decided to keep India guessing whether its Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif will attend India's Prime Minister designate Narendra Modi's swearing in or not. Speaking on behalf of the Pakistan Prime Minister, the spokesperson for the Pakistani Foreign Office Tasneem Aslam today stated that the PMO will take its time to decide on the matter.
Decision whether the Prime Minister would attend or not will be taken sometime today, and when it's done we will share it with you. It's a normal practice that if a head of government has some preoccupation, he can or she can nominate somebody else to represent. So that's a normal thing. It doesn't violate protocol in any way.
That leaves open wide room for speculations on whether Nawaz Sharif will disappoint India's new PM's first request by sending a representative on his behalf, or whether he will take the time out to grace the swearing in. If Sharif were to attend the ceremony in the forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan, it will be the first in the history of both the countries, an event that could be viewed as a chance for both nations to mend fractious relations. With the invitation, Modi has signaled the primacy of neighbourhood in his foreign policy that is focused on regional integration and peace in India's backyard. However, in the event that Sharif is unable to attend the ceremony, then he would be providing room for critics across the world to cast aspersions on his intentions. But that still seems a real possibility, since he has already drawn severe flack from home for his peaceful approach towards India. Narendra Modi will be administered the oath of office by President Pranab Mukherjee in Rashtrapati Bhavan at 6 p.m. on May 26, with dignitaries from across the world attending the event, Sharif's choice to accept or decline Modi's invitation now feels like he is treading on thin ice. The News 9 report.